Good morning. I'm Brett Baer coming to you from Beijing. It's 7 o'clock Thursday morning. President Trump has a lot of work ahead here in China after doubling down on North Korea in a speech before South Korea's parliament last night. Kim Jong-un fired back, saying America faces a, quote, abyss of doom if we don't remove President Trump from power. Meanwhile, some American voters are speaking out in what Democrats are touting as a rebuke to the president, handing the Democrat Party wins in several states. But first, here in China, President Trump faces a delicate diplomatic dance with Chinese President Xi Jinping, trying to get China to help solve the nuclear standoff with North Korea, while also working on a better, fairer trade deal for the U.S. Chief White House correspondent John Roberts is traveling with the president. He's here in Beijing and joins me now with more. Good morning, John.
Brett, good morning to you. President Trump recently congratulated the Chinese President Xi Jinping with consolidating power in his ruling Communist Party, becoming, as the president said, the most powerful Chinese leader since Mao. President Trump today is hoping to enlist that power to end North Korea's nuclear program.
President Trump arrived in Beijing to the splendor of a state visit and an opera performance in the Forbidden City. But it is North Korea's nuclear program that will dominate talks today between the president and Chinese President Xi Jinping.
I also have come here to this peninsula to deliver a message directly to the leader of the North Korean dictatorship.
Before arriving in China, President Trump had tough words for Kim Jong-un in a speech to South Korea's National Assembly.
The weapons you are acquiring are not making you safer. They are putting your regime in grave danger. Do not underestimate us, and do not try us.
The president laid out a scathing indictment of the North Korean regime, branding Kim Jong-un as a criminal dictator. But at the same time he was playing the role of bad cop, President Trump was good cop too, offering Kim an exit ramp from the escalating crisis if he gives up his nuclear program.
Despite every crime you have committed against God and man, we will offer a path to a much better future.
The response from North Korea was predictable. The U.S. must oust the lunatic old man from power and withdraw the hostile policy towards North Korea, an official statement said, in order to get rid of the abyss of doom. President Clinton's Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, thought the speech was right on point.
I do think that the statements that he made in his official speech about seeing the advantage of talks, I think is very important, and at the same time pointing out that we have a very strong deterrence with 3 aircraft strike groups and a nuclear submarine out there.
President Trump had hoped to send a strong message to North Korea and its patron China by standing at the DMZ shoulder to shoulder with South Korea's President Moon Jae-in. But the secret early morning trip was scrapped when fog prevented Marine One from landing at the border. Still, the president hopes to have laid a robust foundation to enlist more help from China when his state visit turns from pomp and ceremony to the tough business of diplomacy today.
A strong show of support from Chinese President Xi Jinping could also bolster the president's position when he is expected to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin. That'll be at the end of the week, Brett, likely tomorrow or Saturday at the APEC conference in Da Nang, Vietnam. Brett?
John, a lot of focus on the elections last night in the U.S., but the president wanted to commemorate 1 year ago for his election, the big election, the general election.
Yeah, it doesn't often happen, Brett, that Election Day falls on the same day, but it did as they were losing the GOP races in Virginia and New Jersey. The president was celebrating that with his address to the National Assembly in South Korea, where he mentioned it, and then tweeting out this picture aboard Air Force One with the caption, quote, "Congratulations to all of the deplorables and the millions of people who gave us a massive 304 to 227 Electoral College landslide victory." Don't know whether or not the election results from Tuesday are sort of a one-off or two-off type of thing, Brett, or if they might actually be a harbinger of things to come. The president certainly hopes that they are not. Brett?
All right, John, thank you.